I don't feel well at all. I need a nap. No, I need to go back home and go to sleep. That's what I need. That's what I actually need. Go home and go back to sleep. No, that's the wrong button. And I think that they're nice. Just look at their luster. If you like, we could swap them for your double by 70. Because I need it to finish my book. Meya's coins. Let's go coin roll hunting and see what we find in these rolls. So let's find some nice coins and trade them for those that you need to complete your collection. I have a whole stack of all kinds of coins. On my stream, we do mail call and show and tell. We even have a Panda Pounce. The excitement is great and it happens at 5:30 on Mondays. That's Pacific time. So tune into my stream. Meya's coins. Let's go coin roll hunting and see what we find in these rolls. So let's find some nice coins and trade them for those that you need to complete your collection. I have a whole stack of all kinds of coins. Meya's coins. And she goes coin roll hunting and see what she finds in these rolls. So she finds some nice coins and trades them for those that she needs to complete her collection. She has a whole stack of all kinds of coins. So let's find some nice coins and trade them for those that you need to complete your collection. I have a whole stack of all kinds of coins. Hello, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Good morning. I was playing my theme song. Hope you heard it. Good morning. Not feeling 100% this morning, but I am here. One more day at work and then I can rest. Good morning. Orezzine. Orezzy. Good morning. I'm going to my uncle's today. Oh, nice. Well, tell your uncle I said hello all the way from California. Drizzy Zine. I still ain't gonna be able to get it. Drezzy. Drays. And then Zenne. Drazine. Yes, no. Dr. Dr. EZ. Ozzy E. What's EH? Azine? IEH? I can't do an English lesson right now. I just cannot. I cannot. The sound. Like Dr. Dre. Like Dr. How about I just call you Dre? Is that a word? D-R or Dree. Drees. I can't get it. That's good. Where are you from? Let me know. Maybe I could get it if I know where you're from. LOL, it's okay. I need Ebonics, but sometimes even the Ebonics don't work with me. I'm not the best at names. I tell people all the time. But I try. I don't know. I think the EH is throwing me off. Yeah, it's throwing me off. Most people can't understand it when I type it. Okay. North Carolina. What? I've been in North Carolina one time. I think it was my second husband. He was from North Carolina. We went to North Carolina to see his family, and it was all nice and green in North Carolina. But I'm a California girl. You're not getting me in no country state. I'm a California girl. Hi, Frank. See, like, if you had a name like that, hey, Jeep and John. You got a name like that, I could get it. What's happening? Wait, what happened to the first? The first what? What happened to the first what? Tell me. Frank said he from Detroit. Ah, Detroit, Michigan. All right. I think I've been to Detroit once. Is that where the Blues Brothers restaurant is, downtown Detroit? If it is, then I've been to Detroit once. I don't know I don't remember if that was Detroit or if it was St. Louis. But whichever one it was, I've been there once. I've been to St. Louis twice though. We had a family reunion in St. Louis, and I went to St. Louis with my grandma. Oh, what happened to my first husband? I just skipped over that, huh? My first husband was from where is he from? Ooh, I'm trying to think. Was it Michigan? He wasn't from California either. I think he was from Michigan. Yeah, you said second husband was in North Carolina. What happened to your first husband? Yeah, I divorced him, and then I got a second husband, and I got a third husband. My third husband was from California. See, I'm all about love. When I get with somebody, I'm 100% in. When the man is not 100% in and they want to stray, then they gotta go. I don't play that. I don't play cheating. I don't play. If I'm not enough for you, then don't be with me. Go and get it. Go and get out my face. Go and do what you gotta do. And a lot of men, they feel like they could just cheat on women and they go stay with them. I'm not that one. I'm not that one. As soon as I hear or see that you cheated on me, I'm done. Nope. I'm done. So that's what happened with all three of them. I got inkling to cheating on all three, and I was like, okay, I'm finished. Go on about your business. If you're not ready to settle down and be a real man and be committed to one woman, then you need to move on. Get away from me. And I'm like that till today. My friend lives in Missouri. I don't know what that is either. Understand? No. It doesn't matter. I will be the last husband. I know that's right, Jeep and John. Jeep and John said, no matter how many husbands she got, I'm going to be her last husband. You might have to fight with James about that, Jeep and John. But me and James have been together, 12 or 13 years? 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We have been together 12 years. 12 years. I got cheated on twice already, and I'm only 13 in the 8th grade. Oh my gosh. And I just think to myself, I don't really care about love right now. That's right. Well, you shouldn't. You too young to be thinking about love. Just enjoy your life and enjoy being a kid. I'm an old woman. Look, I'm an old woman. First time I got married, I was 20. I was 20. Second time I got married, I think I was like 27, 28. The third time I got married, I was in my 30s. When I met James, I was 42. 42. So, yeah, stay a kid as long as you can. Don't be worried about falling in love. Like young kids that been in a 4-year relationship already? That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't think kids should even be worried about falling in love and being with another person until they get into college. Like the college age, 18, 19. You're too young. You should enjoy life and just enjoy being a kid all in high school and stuff. I mean, I had a high school boyfriend, but he wasn't right either. He wasn't right either. As soon as I moved to Riverside, he was already got some other chick in his car. And I'm like, I thought we were going to stay together. You said the long distance wasn't going to be a problem. I said, I come home and you got this chick in your car. You got Lisa in your car. We just friends. I said, whatever. Whatever. And then he had picked me up one day and he was talking about he picked me up with her in the car. And I was like, tell her to get in the back seat. I'm your girlfriend. And he was like, just get in the back seat so I could just take her home. And I was like, no. I said, I'm your girlfriend. Why is she in the front seat if she's just your friend? And he was like, Meya, just get in the back seat. I said, no, I'm not. I said, Lisa, you need to get up and get in the back seat. I'm his girlfriend. And she was like, whatever. And she got up and got in the back seat. And I was like, I said, you know what? You can have this. I said, I thought we was going to be in a committed relationship. We've been together for like 2 years in high school. I said, you going to pull this stunt? I said, you know what? You can have her. Y'all go ahead and be together. Leave me alone. And then come to find out, probably like, I want to say 2 or 3 months later, her husband, no, it wasn't right at high school. That incident happened right at high school. Like right out of high school, because I had moved back to Riverside with my family, and he was in Inglewood. And so we was trying to do the long distance relationship thing. And when I went down there to see him one time, he came to pick me up. And I went to his mom's house, and he said, I'm gonna come get you. So he came to pick me up because we was gonna go out. And he pulled up with her in the car. That's what it was. Good morning, Bart. And so I told him, forget it. I don't want this long distance relationship, whatever. We broke up. So we hooked up again, I think, like in between one of the marriages. And my girl Rhonda, she's like, you know what? Lisa and Sean been kicking it. I said, again? I said, he just got back with me and now he getting back with her too. I said, you know what? Let me leave this nigga alone because, oh, did I say that bad word? That's what I called him at that time. Sorry, y'all. I said, let me leave him alone because he is going to make me go off on him. And like, he just got back in my life and now you telling me he dating her too. I said, let me just I told him, I said, you just be with her. I said, you put her in front of me in high school. Now you going with her again behind my back. I said, y'all just gonna be together. And so that happened like years later, like I said, in between one of my marriages. And then my friend Rhonda called me and said, Lisa was killed. I said, what? She was like, Lisa's husband killed her. I said, wait, I thought she was dating Sean. Why would he kill? What was she married? She's like, girl, she told her husband she was leaving him for Sean, which was my high school sweetheart, that she told her husband she was leaving her husband for Sean. He told her she wasn't leaving him for nobody and killed her and then killed himself. I said, well, wasn't me. I was like, what? Yeah, that was like, wow. She shouldn't have been messing around with him if she was a married woman. But I was like, wow. Yep. You are a true county employee to go to work sick. You call out when you have something to do. What? That's what I do. LOL morning. Thanks, Roxzilla. But I called off the day. I was supposed to be back at work on Tuesday. I called off on Tuesday because I was butt tired. I was so tired I could not make it. Okay? So I came to work Wednesday. I came to work Thursday. And I started feeling real bad yesterday. And I feel worse today. But I only got one more day. So I might as well just suffer through it. And be here. Hopefully I don't get nobody sick. So everybody stay away. Give me my personal space. But everybody was up in there coughing and sneezing yesterday anyway. So they can't blame me because it was already up there coughing and sneezing. But yeah, I'm just trying to make it through this last day, Roxzilla, because I'm only going to have 3 days on my paycheck. I'm trying to make it. They're going to send you home. You think so? If they send me home, they send me home. At least I can get paid for it because I have sick time. I just didn't have no vacation time. I have sick time on the books. They so short-handed today, they probably won't send me home. I know one of the girls told me she wasn't going to be here today, and I was like, what? And she like our main person to do a certain job on the mornings. And I'm like, what you mean you're not going to be here? But she's not going to be here. Hi, Deep and John. How many places have you visited outside the country? Now, Deep and John, it's been a lot. Because I just got back home from vacation. I went on vacation on a cruise, and I went to the Grand Cayman Islands. I went to Jamaica, and I went to the Bahamas. I have been to the Bahamas before, but not this particular island. It was a different island. And I have been to Japan. So I have been out of the country 4 times. 5 times if you add Bahamas twice. But yeah, I'm a world traveler. Like that, I'm a world traveler. At least I can say that. I want to go to Nassau, Bahamas. That's the big island, I guess, in the Bahamas. That's where I want to go. Where it got the Atlantis Hotel. That's where I want to go. That's the bucket list check off. To see that hotel in person. Been there also, but Jamaica. Oh my God, Jamaica. Deep and John, I had the best time in Jamaica. The best time in Jamaica. Let me see if I can show you a picture of what we did in Jamaica. This is what we did in Jamaica. We went rafting. We went on the rafts down a 3-mile, what was that, lake? A 3-mile river or something like that. And when I tell you we had the best time, it was so much fun. Us going down there rafting. Let me see. Show you a different picture. Excuse me. I don't think there's a lot of pictures on this phone. I was trying to see my sister-in-law. Where's the picture of me and James? Okay, there's a picture of me and James on the raft. Or video. Was going down the river. And I told the man, I said, can I take this thing off? Because my pictures are ugly with that. He was like, yeah, you know how to swim, right? So I took it off. And so we look better with it off. But we was going down the river. We was on the, see the bamboo thing behind us? We was on the river going down the river. That was a cute picture. I thought that was so cute. We were both just laughing and smiling with the guy, with our with our captain. That's what they call themselves. People who are taking you down the river. They call themselves captains. So our captain, here we go, was taking us down the river, and we took that picture. So Jeep, it was so much fun. Atlantis was cool. You went to Atlantis? First time scuba diving was there. You went to the Atlantis Hotel, Jeep and John? Oh my God. How much fun was it? I want to go so bad. Let me zoom in so y'all can see. We was throwing up the peace signs. James said that's the Trojan sign because he went to USC. Well, whatever. I was throwing up the peace sign. But yeah. Our captain, he was so cool. He was so he was so knowledgeable about Jamaica as well. He was so cool. Alfred. His name was Alfred. From Jamaica, man. Alfred from Jamaica, man. But it was so much fun. And then the young lady, what was her name? Camellia. My name is Camellia. I said, Camellia? She was like, okay, I have had enough of you. I've had enough of you. We teased each other the whole time. We was on the shuttle and stuff, waiting for the shuttle to come. I thought I had a picture of her. That's the back of her. She was taking a picture of the Jack and Jill for us. But that's Camellia right there. See how it's at Jack and Jill bathrooms. She was taking those pictures. But she was so much fun. She was very knowledgeable about Jamaica and how to buy a house in Jamaica and how to get land in Jamaica. Okay, Jamaica. There's no sales tax. There's no property tax. There's no homeless people in Jamaica. She said, we take care of all our people. We have no homeless. We have rich and middle class. We have no poor. I said, what? She's like, no. Everybody work. Everybody got a job. Everybody got a place to live. We all take care of each other here in Jamaica. I said, I need to go to Jamaica and stay. It's okay, but definitely go eat at the place they call the fish market. Oh, the fish market was good. Okay, Japan was amazing, but when I was in the Philippines, I didn't want to leave. Japan, I didn't feel comfortable because my friend that I went to Japan to see, he spoke Japanese, right? And when we were coming out the airport, he was like, he had turned around and said something to some of these guys. And I was like, what's happened? What did they say? And he was like, they were calling us, the N-word. And they just didn't know I knew Japanese. And I was like, oh. I said, so I wasn't happy with that. When I first got there, people were calling me the N-word. So that put a little saltiness in my mouth when I first got there. But, people's negativity, I don't let that really affect me. Especially when I'm in another country. Like, I'm there to experience everything. And if that's part of it, okay. But that was the only time I felt like bad about being there is when I first got there, because after that everything was cool. All the other people that I encountered were very cool. So it was probably just some stupid teenagers talking crazy or whatever. I don't know. I didn't turn around to see what they were saying. He turned around and said something in their language to them, and they were like, oh, 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 oh. And he was like, yeah, you watch your mouth. So we just kept, I just kept walking. So I don't know what was going on. But I had a really good experience in Japan after that. But then I didn't want to stay longer. I was supposed to be there a week. I only stayed there 3 days because I was ready to go home. I was ready to come home. I was like, nope, ready to go home. And he's like, you're not going to stay the whole week? Nope, I'm going home. This is not for me. This is definitely not for me. I got to get up out of here. So, yeah, I left. I called the airlines. I said, please, please, can you please help me? She's like, what's the matter, sweetheart? I said, I need to get the hell up out of here. I need to go back to California. I said, I came out here to visit somebody, and it's just not been what I expected or anticipated. And I want to go home. I just want to go home. I said, I don't care if I have to pay more money. I just want to go home. I'm ready to take the airplane and go home. And she said, let me see what I can do. She said, I get you a first flight cooking out of here tomorrow. Be at the airport at this time. I said, not a problem. He came home. I was like, I need to go to the airport. He was like, what? I said, I'm leaving tomorrow. I need to go to the airport tonight. How do I get there? And so he told me how to get to the airport, and I left. I left. I didn't want nothing else to do with Japan. I was ready to go. He said, you want something to eat? I was like, yeah. He said, what do you want? And I was like, I saw Kentucky Fried Chicken. So he said, okay, you want Kentucky Fried Chicken? I said, yeah. He came back with raw chicken. I said, what is this? He said, Kentucky Fried Chicken. I said, it's not cooked. He was like, oh, you have to cook it yourself or it costs more. I said, oh, I'm so ready to go home. I'm telling you all, I lived off of Haagen-Dazs ice cream for 3 days in Japan. I was ready to go home. When I was in the Philippines, some kids said some stuff in Tagalog. I overheard and responded to them, and they got so embarrassed. Yeah, they don't think people know different languages, and they be talking crazy. Good for you, Jeep and John. You got them. Good for you. I love it. I love it. So, yeah, going out of your four walls, your city, your state, it's a lot. It's a culture shock. Even in I live in California. So, and I have, I'm not saying nothing about nothing. I'm just saying in California there's a lot of Hispanic people. So when I go into restaurants, I go into the grocery stores, I rarely ever see any white people. I rarely ever see any black people. All I really see is Hispanic people working. But when I was in Florida, you saw nothing but black people and white people. I was like, where are all the Mexicans at? I know that's bad, but that's what I'm used to. I'm used to seeing all the Hispanic people. I was like, where are all the Hispanic people at? There's none in Florida. I'm telling y'all, I rarely seen any, and I think they were at the airport. If I seen any, I couldn't believe how many people working. Like the ratio of people working in California, I think it's 75% Hispanic and everybody else. In Florida, it was the opposite. Everybody else was 75% and Hispanics was 25%. I was just like, it's a culture shock. You got to get out of your element to see what's going on. Because it is a culture shock. I was like, what the heck is going on here? Went to a nail shop. It was black owned, black ladies doing nails. I was like, what? What's going on down here in Florida? I'm used to the Filipino ladies doing your nails. There was a black owned shop. They was doing fingernails. I was like, it's a culture shock. You learn a lot. There are two menus, for example, one for locals and one for foreigners. I believe it. And different prices. Oh yeah. They tried to gouge the foreigners. I know. So like on the ship, this was a good one. I'm gonna tell you, Jeep and John, when I was on the ship, it happened twice really. So I was on the ship and I saw this watch that I really liked. And the man said, oh yeah, that's a very nice watch. It's diamond encrusted on the watch. It's only $2.99. I said, $2.99? He said, yes, only $2.99. It's got the diamonds on it. And I was like, okay. I said, let me go back to the casino, win me some more money, and then I'm gonna come back and get this watch. So I did. I went back to the casino. I hit a jackpot for $572. I said, I'm going to get that watch. So I told James, I said, James, I want to go get that watch because I want the money in the casino. He said, okay, let's go. So we go down there to get the watch. I don't see the watch. I asked the man for the watch. He said, oh, let me go. I said, it was the one you said it was $2.99. He said, $2.99? Let me look. Let me look. I said, it had the crystals around the edges. He said, the crystals? I said, yeah, they look like little diamonds. He said, oh, no, those are diamonds. Those are not crystals. Those are diamonds. I said, yeah, you told me it was $2.99. No, 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 not that one. Not that one. I said, what you mean? He said, no, 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 that one's $499. I said, that's not what you told me. You told me the watch was $2.99 because it was all 70% off. He said, no, 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 not that one, not that one. So he goes, he finds the watch. He said, here's the watch. And I said, yes. He said, yes, see, this one's $4.99. It was 12 something and now it's $4.99. He said it's up to 70% off, not 70% off. And I just looked at him like, that's not what you told me earlier. You told me it was $2.99. So I was like, forget it. I don't want it because you told me one price and now you tell me something else. And James is like, what's the best price you could do? I said, James, I'm not going to buy it now. He said, I'm going to buy it for you for your birthday. And I was like, what? I actually bought a watch on the cruise and I still wear it. Yeah. So he ended up buying the watch for me for my birthday. And he bought himself a watch because it was his birthday. And our watches are just beautiful. Let me see if I got a picture of the watches. I think I got a picture of the watches. Yep. So these are the watches. I got the diamond encrusted one, and he got the coral blue blue face. So they're both Invicta watches. But my watch is so pretty, and it's got the Rolex band on it. So yeah, and it's 18 karat gold plated. So I was like, yeah, that's the watch I want right there. So that's his 5th Invicta watch. He loves Invicta watches. That was his 5th Invicta. But he's like, I'm gonna buy it for you for your birthday. Oh, thank you, babe. It's my birthday not till October. He said, so you got it early. I said, oh, thank you. And this man, we were taking pictures out on the terrace on the boat, and this man was like, you want me to take your picture? He said, you set up the phone and I'll take the picture. So I set it up and he took a really good picture of us. So like I did it in portrait mode and all that. I was like, oh, that's a really nice picture. So he took a couple of pictures of us for me. So yeah, it was nice. It was really nice. See, I was taking pictures of him and his Invicta. It looked nice on him. I was like, show your watch, show your watch. Let me see the watch. He started laughing at me. But we had a really nice cruise. It was really nice. It was a good time. It was a good time. Jeep and John, we had a good time. We really did. Cayman Islands, expensive. Ooh, expensive, expensive, expensive. And I got a lot of pictures of jellyfishes, but they're so transparent you can't see them in my pictures. Like, that's Veronica. The jellyfish is like right there. He's right there. Can y'all see him? Oh, there you go. When you see him moving, that's the jellyfish. I was taking pictures of the jellyfish. There was a bunch of them out there. I was like, don't get stung by the jellyfish. You're going to be in trouble if you get stung by that jellyfish. James was just laughing. It was raining. It stopped raining. It rained. It stopped raining. Well, it was in the Bahamas. Look at them clouds. That's what it was. It was some clouds. They kept coming, them dark clouds. This is our ship, which is Adventures of the Sea, and this was a Symphony of the Sea. It was twice as big as our ship. We thought we was on a big ship. This ship can hold 69,000 guests. Our ship could only hold 3,000 guests. I was like, what? That Symphony of the Sea was huge. Huge, 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 huge. But, yeah. I remember being on the cruise before, but I don't remember having that much fun on the cruise before. They had parent trap night where the kids and the parents, did the questions. We sat there and watched that. They had a live show with John somebody, and we watched him. There was ice skating. They had an ice skating rink on the ship. I was like, what is going on? Really? And again, that was the smaller ship. So yeah, we had a good time. And look at Jeep and John, it said Maria party. Because I had booked the cabana. So I was happy. I was like, oh, that says my name, Maria party. It had my name on it. It had my name on it. So you walked up and it said Maria party. I was like, what? They have my name on there already. That was so cool. That was so cool. And there's me, taking a picture with the sign with my name on it. Because, I'm special like that. And there go me and Veronica. We had just got the water. We got in the water. Now, they gave us a little floating mat, y'all. They gave us these little floating mats. And, we big girls. What is she doing? Some people just don't know how to drive. They gave us these little floating mats you can float on the water with. And me and Veronica, we big girls. Them floating mats was not letting us lay down and float on them. Every time we tried to lay down on them, we flipped over on them. So we just sat on them and kind of floated. We had to sit on them and float because it was no laying down on them rafts and floating. You had to be like 100 pounds to float on them things. And we big girls. It didn't work for us. You bought a watch on the cruise too? I love it. I love my watch. My watch is amazing. Hi, Siren Silver Stash. How you doing, girlfriend? How you doing? That's me and James. Veronica caught us dancing in the background. We was out there dancing. So we was happy. We was dancing, having a good time. And she took our picture. She took our picture dancing. I can't find my wristband, no. They gave us a wristband for the cabana, and I can't find my wristband. Deep and John, we was doing it like we was balling. We saved up for that. We wasn't balling. Look at our lunch, Deep. This is what we have for lunch at the cabana. We had steak and lobster. It's called Surf and Turf. Oh my God, it was so amazing. That steak was so good. That steak was so good. That filet mignon. It was so good. But yeah, I think we like that. We was on the over the water hammock. Uh-oh. Every time I touch it, it does something else. We was on the over water hammock. Over the water hammock. Is that called over the water hammock? So that's what we was on right there. We had a good time at Cocoa Bay. It was just like kept raining and stopped raining. It would rain and stop and rain and stop and rain and stop. I was like, I'm over this rain. The man had to bring us our lunch in the rain. But who knew? I didn't. Who knew it was hurricane weather that time of year. I didn't know that. But we still made the best of it. See, I don't know if y'all could tell, but in the water right there, you can see the sprinkles hitting the water where Tony's at. It was raining on that picture. Where'd it go? I don't even know where it went. But it was raining. And then there was one spot where I could see a bunch of little fish. So I took pictures of the little fishes. Some little bitty fishes was there. And they had this mirror. The mirror was cute. There's a bunch of seashells. I said, that is so cute. But yeah, the rain is what got me. Oh, here go the rain. This one was raining hard. And my water baby was in the water in the rain. I said, if you don't get up out of that water in the rain, he's like, why? It's all water. I was like, oh my gosh. But he was loving the water. He was loving the ocean. I got in there for a little while. That was enough for me. They wouldn't let us do the ski doing because we didn't have it booked prior. I was like, we can't just go over there and pay for it and go ski doing. They're like, no, you have to book it in advance. I was like, oh, well. So we didn't end up doing that. So yeah, it was a good rain. Off and on rain, off and on rain that we had to deal with. Y'all look at James out there in the water. I took this picture from the deck, and he was just out there having a good time. My phone don't want to work right. There we go. He was out there having a good time. He loved it. I'm glad you had a good time. Siren, it was so amazing. It was so amazing. Like, just the whole adventure of all the different things that we did. Everything was just fun. Because it was out of the usual, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't the regular humdrum everyday thing. It was out of the ordinary. And it was just nice. It was just really nice. Now, I think I'm sick because of us getting caught out in the tropical storm. Because when we got off the boat, it was raining all the way to the cabana. Once we got to the cabana, it stopped raining. Then once we were under the cabana, it started raining again. And then it stopped. It stopped raining for maybe about a good hour. And then it started raining again. Then it stopped. So the ship was leaving at 5. So about 4 o'clock, we packed up to go back to the ship. It started raining again. And when we got to the ship, back to our room, it stopped raining. I was just like, it was just not fair. Like, the rain was just not on our side. And I feel sick now. I just feel sick now. But good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, Panda Pop family. Good morning to you. Y'all want some of that office tea from yesterday? Okay, so the first day I was back, I was slow. I wasn't, I had to get myself acclimated back to work. So I only did 13 items on my dashboard. Besides answering all these questions, I said, how did y'all do without me? Y'all coming and asking me all these questions today. How did y'all make it without me for 14 days? They're like, it was hard. That's why we're glad you're back. Had a beautiful bouquet of flowers on my desk when I got back. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. Like, y'all missed me? They're like, yes, we missed you. So, I had flowers on my desk when I got back. And so, on Wednesday, I just kept getting bombarded with questions. So I only got, and then like things I had to get up and help other people do. I only got 13 items done on my dashboard. So yesterday I was like, okay, y'all, look, let me alone today. Let me get my work done. They just like, okay. We're just glad you're back. And so yesterday I ended up getting 25 of them done. I said, see if they would just leave me alone and let me focus on my job, I can be more productive. But when people come at you and they asking you questions, you just get you get slowed down of what you're doing. So yeah, that's kind of what happened at work yesterday. And then I never got off of my desk yesterday except to use the bathroom. I ate lunch at my desk. So at the end of the day, once I had everything done, I said, oh, let me go walk around. Let me get up out of this chair. I went on the other side with my other girls on the other side. And they're like, we ain't seen you all day. I said, I know. I've been busy all day long. So I was able to go over there and holler at them yesterday. The last 20 minutes of my work shift. And then I went back to my desk with like 5 minutes to spare. Did my little email and then I went home. But I'm walking to work this morning with my hood on because my hair is just a little wet. And I'm already sick. It's not wet, it just has gel on it and the gel is wet. So, oh, excuse me. I have to put my little hood on. My forehead just looks real big. And then walk to work. Because it's getting cold again in the morning. And I'm not being sponsored by Lane Bryant, but Lane Bryant gave me a coupon. It's a $30 off your next purchase of $60 or more. I'm going to have to go get me this bra, y'all. Look at this bra set, bra and panty set. Isn't that cute? That is so cute. They have that one, and they have this one right here. And it is so cute. I'm going to have to go get that. The only place I buy bras from really is Lane Bryant because my grandma said you got healthy boobs. Make sure you keep them up and perky. I said, okay, ma'am. So I need to go get me some nice supportive bras from Lane Bryant. $10 is yours today. Text this and get $10 off. Plus, more text only offers. Oh, you get $10 off if you text them. I don't have no money to go shopping right now. Y'all know I done spent all my money on my doggone vacation. Spent my money on the vacation. I did. But I saved up for this vacation. That I did do. I saved up, make sure I have enough money to do what I wanted to do. I won a little jackpot. So I still got some monies. I do. And I'm not putting it back in the bank. This is my money. The bank money is for bills. This is what I want on the jackpot. This is my money. So I'm going to do what I want to with it. Oh, yep. 1, 2. Yeah. And I keep my money with me because if somebody break my house, steal my money, I'll be mad. My money in my purse, I know my purse stay with me 24/7. It ain't going nowhere. That part. And I got it in a separate wallet versus my regular wallet that I broke the zipper on already. I'm so rough when it comes to this kind of wallet. I done broke the zipper already. I'm about to break the chain zipper too. Overstuffing it. But yeah. I'm good to go. Oh, that's what I did with that card. I keep misplacing my cards because I keep putting them in the wrong spot. Was it a grocery store? It cost me, and I kid you not,
$200 to buy groceries for me and James for 1 week. For just a week. I was like, why is this costing so much money just for some groceries for 1 week? It's ridiculous. And then I had to go back to the store and buy some Tide and some popcorn. And that was another $26. So far, since I've been back, I spent $226 on groceries. It's crazy. I didn't put my money back right. I'm one of those kind of people. I like my money, all the faces to be going the same way. And the heads to be going the same way. And then I gotta check my bills to make sure I don't got no star notes. If y'all don't know what a star note is, I'm about to check. But I don't have none. So, a star note is when they have made a mistake on the bill and they have to rerun it. So where you see the P in the H, there would be stars there instead. And those bills can, not saying they are, but they can be worth more than the face value. So you want to always go to Star Notes online and check those to make sure to see if you got a rare one or if you have just a regular one, because a rare one can bring you some money. A regular one won't. But a rare one, it'll bring you some money. I wonder, did I put those Canadian quarters in here? I was just mad I couldn't find no foreign money when I was gone. That's what I was trying to find. Oh, there's another $1. I was trying to find me some foreign money, and I did not find no foreign money. I got 2 quarters, and I don't even know what I did with them. Oh, here go one. So this one is a 2013. Yep. British nickel. It's really shiny. 2013. And it's got the ship on the back. So I got 2 like that. And that was it for my trip. I didn't get any other coins. I was so disappointed. Because I'm like, do you have any coins from here so I can, have them exchange them? I said, I'll pay you for the coins. And they're like, no, we have U.S. currency. What? I was looking all over the place for luggage tags for the way back. I said, I know I made luggage tags for the way back. Could not find them to save my life. They were tucked all the way down in the bottom of my wallet like that, so I didn't see them. Just a mess. Today's lunch, the cherries and a nectarine. That's it. The tuna is gone. James loves my tuna as much as I do. So we have no more tuna. So either I will just eat that and eat something when I get home, or I'll go to lunch with the girls today. I have no idea on how I'm going to feel, or if I'll even make it to lunch. So we just have to wait and see. But it's that time, y'all. Let me get myself zoned down here to work. Hopefully I make it through this day. Not feeling 100%. But thank you for Rockzilla, Jeep and John, and Siren, my almighty Panda Pod family. And all of my newbies, Dre, who came to see me today. And who else was it? It's Frank Jones came to see me today. I thank y'all for coming to visit. This your girl, Meya's Coins. Y'all have a blessed weekend. I'll see y'all back here on Monday. Bye.